Okay, sorry, my computer was freaking out for a second. Okay, I'm back on it. So I forget what I was saying, but we were talking about the root. Inside the hair, so starting at the very bottom of the hair, at the hair root, there is a structure called the matrix. So the matrix is this actively living cells. This is where all of this stuff comes from. It grows out of the matrix. So my phone's freaking out now too. Maybe there's like a solar flare or something like causing all this weirdness. So at the very bottom of the hair root, there is this little tiny indentation where the blood flow comes in. That's the hair papilla. You have this little chamber around those blood vessels. This is the matrix. It's just a little pocket where there's actively dividing cells. So this is all contained within a structure called the follicle. The follicle itself contains the matrix. It contains this papilla. The follicle is where kind of all the magic happens when it comes to hair growth. So when we look at a cross section of a hair, any hair, right, it has three main parts. It has a medulla, right? This is very soft keratin. It has a cortex, right? And then it has an outer cuticle. That outer cuticle is what you can see, what you can touch, what you can feel, right? The inner layers are where the pigment is maintained, right? So if you have light hair like me, like blonde, you don't have any pigment in those inside your hair, right? Blonde is basically like absence of the melanin. If you have darker hair, then you'll have some melanin in there. And if you have red hair, you have an iron-containing pigment inside of your cortex. So the dermal root sheath is basically this extra wrapping. It's kind of like saran wrap around the follicle. It surrounds that entire root and basically adheres it to the connective tissue that is within the dermis. So it protects it and insulates it and keeps it in place. That also allows for the erector pili muscle to attach. Here in this picture, you can see that erector pili muscle attached directly to that hair root sheath. And when that erector pili muscle contracts, right, that's what causes goosebumps. Our hair grows in stages, right? So it grows pretty slowly, between 1 and 2 centimeters per month. But when it's growing, it's in what's called the growth cycle. So the growth cycle is when that matrix